A WWE star is getting a major push after WrestleMania 40. We have an update on an absent AEW star, and are WWE planning a new ECW project? Find out in the news. We are on the road to WrestleMania 40, however, there's a little bit of a stop before then called NXT Stand and Deliver, which will see Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams go one-on-one in a tete-a-tete in an emotionally charged match. I am not the NXT boy, however, I know how much is in this, how much is invested in this, and it's probably one of the things that it's one of the things that brings me back to wanting to check out what's going on in NXT, because, both wrestlers are absolutely phenomenal. However, it's looking like this might be the focal point of the show as well, according to Fightful, Ross.
This is the third biggest match of the weekend. You got obviously Roman, well, maybe the fourth biggest match, the tag team match and the title match, Roman and Cody, Seth and Drew with CM Punk on, and then Trick and Melo.
Of course,
This is the third biggest match of the weekend, and fourth, whatever. Anyway, Fightful is saying multiple sources in NXT have told Corey Brennan of Fightful Select that the current plan is for Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes' match is Stand and Deliver to main event the show. While it has not been locked in, and the main event could still go to Ilya Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo, who are fighting for the title, which you would expect to be the main event match. Officials are pushing for the heated storyline to get the spotlight. And as I say, it's been a long and winding road. They were tag team. It's very much Triple H, Shawn Michaels in its genesis.
Yes, it is. And I feel like they've done that on purpose as well, right?
Well, yes, because Shawn Michaels loves to insert himself in all the storylines he can do with references from his career. That's his booking in NXT, and we love him for it, so we do Shawn Michaels. Anyway, this storyline has had the barbershop references with the jackets and whatnot.
Yep.
Many more Shawn Michaels references altogether, but they were tag teams together. Then Trick basically usurped Melo in popularity stakes, and that sent Melo off on this trajectory of being a dick. We get to Vengeance Day a couple of months ago, and the big turn finally happens after we start to think it might not happen because we were waiting for that long.
Yep.
But then we get ourselves to Stand Deliver, and it's one of, well, I think it will be the main event matches because it is the one that most people are invested in.
And that's what I think it makes more sense, at least to me. I know obviously title matches, that should usually, that is the main thing, that's the thing that everybody's going for. However, I think with all the stakes, emotional stakes at least, that are in this, and how long that story's played out as well, that makes more sense to me, especially if it's looking like what they're going to do going forward is perhaps push some of these superstars. So Fightful have also said that Shawn Michaels has been very hands-on with the storyline between Hayes and Trick Williams as well, which shows how highly thought of they are in the big picture of WWE. Now, there may be big plans for Carmelo after WrestleMania 40, according to Fightful as well, Ross.
Yeah, they're saying Carmelo has been sent for this main roster call-up since prior to the Royal Rumble and expected to move up the main roster full-time in the summer. And he has flirted. He's had certain matches on SmackDown and very recent times.
Yeah, January, I think, was it? I believe.
Yeah,
that's when Trick Willie came out.
That was, yeah. Yes. He got that whoop that and Trick chance.
Yes.
But Melo is, a lot of people like to bash us NXT lovers for saying it's not serious, it's stupid, it's like 1990s on acid. But then you got people like Melo, who especially from day dot on the NXT 2.0, those halcyon rainbow days, he's always been one of the more serious, I don't want to say proper wrestlers, but in terms of a presentation, a proper main event, no silly bollocks, just fantastic, charismatic man.
And it feels like that's more often the case these days, right, with NXT, is that they do have the serious stuff, but they also blend it with the daft stuff as well.
Oh, yes.
So you get like a nice mixture of everything. Anyway, sort of in regards to Trick Williams, Fightful continues. Officials took notice of the reaction Williams got, as we were saying, in his surprise SmackDown appearance back in January. There have been pitches for the pair to continue that rivalry on the main roster after Stand and Deliver, but Williams' plans past the premium live event remain unclear.
Very interested to see how that would go down if they do it. Do
you think Trick needs to stay on NXT for a little bit longer before moving up to the main roster?
I think Trick is that effortlessly charismatic that he would fit in the main roster or NXT. Whether it be like the focal point of NXT, maybe he could be the next, I don't know who's going to win that title match. It's a bit up in the air for me. So he could feud with that next, obviously the next champion, or he could go to the main roster. I only say that it's very interesting because of how Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, how that was. I know Johnny got released for a period of time, and obviously Ciampa's had his injury issue, so it couldn't be sort of continued the way it wanted to. And obviously Vince McMahon made a mess of it back in the day, making them a tag team at the height of their blood feud. But just off the back of that, would they be put off because of the reaction or lack of reactions?
I don't think so. I think Maybe initially, but I feel like because how intrinsically entwined Shawn and Triple H are, and with everything, that's happened recently, Triple H obviously being far more in charge perhaps than he was before, I feel like there's more of an opportunity for them to capitalize off everything and continue it still with that momentum and hope that it builds at least on the main roster. It might take a little bit to get there, but I think their charisma and their in-ring talent will hopefully more than make up for anything and finally get, people around on their side at least anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. Anyway, we're moving over to the other side of the fence now with an update on an absent AEW star. Now, Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta has been absent from AEW since January due to an undisclosed injury. There was some hope that a return would be imminent, but it was revealed yesterday that what was expected to be a return match for Yuta at CMML's event on Friday has indeed been scrapped. Now, CMML presents, apologies if I get this wrong, Homenaje a dos Leyendas, which is, I believe, homage to two legends at Mexico Arena on Friday. And it was going to be a match between the Blackpool Combat Club and Mystico, Blue Panther, Volador Jr. and Ultimate Guerrero. That was on the cards. However, last night, CMML shared a letter they'd received from AEW pulling Wheeler Yuta from the match, Ross.
Yes, this letter is to inform you that the great Yuta, they didn't write that down, they just put Wheeler Yuta, is not medically cleared for travel or any in-ring activities at this time and will not be able to participate in your upcoming event. I have obtained authorization from Wheeler Yuta to share this information to CMLL and all involved. It was then announced then the match would take place, but Wheeler Yuta is being replaced by who? By Matt Sydal.
Oh my God.
Matt Sydal, as some might say.
Well, it's so weird how it's pronounced, but it's written out. I don't understand. Do you know what? Good for Matt Sydal. I'm happy that he's getting put into this match because I think he'll be amazing and a great blend with all the people from CMML as well. Sad for Yuta because I think a lot of people are excited to see him back. But at least the match is going forward. I'm excited to see the Blackpool Combat Club going up against, CMML's talent. I've really enjoyed that on AEW.
Yeah.
And I've been hoping that it would continue. I would like to see Yuta in there, but hope he just gets better soon.
It was a shame for the great Yuta because he was getting for me, it was very entertaining in terms of being like the crash test dummy of the BCC. Like if Claudio wanted to warm up, he would just start doing uppercuts on the great Yuta. And because Yuta is like the young boy of the stable, Yuta would have to take them. And I thought that was fun. It had fantastic legs as a gimmick and it got cut short because of this bloody injury.
Exactly.
God, I had a can of Monster before this and I'm off me.
Well, I can feel it. Speaking of crash test dummies, actually, in regards to this one, because it's bloody good. Segue. AEW star. We have an update on another absent AEW star, and that is Kota Ibushi, who signed with AEW back in November. Now, he's providing an update as he recovers from his most recent injury. So, obviously, as we all recall, Ibushi suffered a broken ankle in January, which was exacerbated in a 33-minute match against Marufuji at Noah the New Year. Ross, would you like to tell people what Ibushi posted on his old Instagram?
Yeah, will do, Andrew. Yeah, cheers for asking. A clip was posted on Instagram of Ibushi training for a return alongside the caption, which is being translated, so apologies if it's not 100% just sort of accurate in this translation there. 1 year in and out. My ankle is still sprained, but I was able to explode with lab practice and surgery. I don't think this is accurate. Tom's Whizzle-Wazzle here. It doesn't take a year to come back. It will surely heal in 6 months. Cure!
And now in the clip, it did show him powerbombing a crash test dummy.
That was a crash test dummy?
It was like, dude.
I just thought it was a very lucid professional wrestler.
Nah, very good. And then he does a standing moonsault as well, which was very good.
Why not?
I really do hope we see him back when he's 100%. Obviously, there was quite a bit of criticism about his performance within AEW. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been doing it at such a high velocity for a long time as well.
He's in his 40s, Andrew,
He's in his 40s. It's bound to slow down after a little bit, but wish nothing but the best for him. Hope he comes back feeling much better and just ready to go and put everything into it.
It doesn't matter, does it? He'll wrestle through anything, that man.
Yeah, actually, that 33-minute match proved it, didn't it? Anyway, fine, Alamo. WWE could be planning a new ECW project. Now, PW Insider have revealed early details of WWE's new project based around ECW, as well as a potentially really interesting shoot location as well. So, PW Insider say there has been at least early work done on an ECW ECW episode of WWE Legends biography for A and W. PW Insider Elite.com has confirmed. We are told that some talents have been contacted about doing interviews already. No word on when this would air, but it's not for the current season.
That interesting location is, you'll never guess what, it'll be the 2300 Arena, the former ECW Arena with Endeavour's concierge service.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
I don't even know.
They've booked the arena for a private event on location, package holders on WrestleMania Sunday afternoon for meet and greets as well as showcasing ECW artifacts. The event will not be open to the public and is exclusive for those paying a premium for the weekend packages.
It makes sense, doesn't it, with everything happening in Philadelphia? I think for the longest time we thought, especially with, I guess, Paul of Heyman, where it was like going with that, with Paul Heyman being inducted into the Hall of Fame, it feels like the perfect chance to do something ECW related around the weekend. And I always enjoyed the ECW documentaries too, so if they make one with the A&W stuff, I think they always do a good job with the biographies.
A&E. You keep saying dub.
A&E, sorry. I don't know why is it. Yes, A and E.
You just love AEW that much,
oh
don't
my
you?
God, I love it so much. But yeah, it just makes perfect sense. And speaking of ECW as well, the Blue Meanie is hosting a WrestleMania-themed hangout for visiting wrestling fans in Philadelphia. Now, Tom had a chat with Meanie all about it, which you can hear on the Cultaholic podcast feed. Now, Meanie also discusses Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame induction and who would make it into a modern day Blue World Order, Ross. Very nice.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm on the edge of my seat as well. Have you got anything to plug, young man?
Just nothing at all. Things will happen. Just keep coming back to the channel because we have content every single bloody day of the year.
And until next time, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.